Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to my field. My name is Magdalena Kusch. I am originally from Berlin and I serve you now from Sweden. And today I am streaming for the first time from another device, so I am still adjusting here my setup. Today is 12th of December 2025, and this live stream is dedicated to the 12/12 gate day, which is today, and this one is a special gate for the true love. I am a licensed master teacher of the Tao Academy in Toronto, and for the last over 17 years I have been trained by Dr. and Master Zhigang Sha personally. I studied Tao, I studied Tao song, Tao dance, Tao calligraphy, Tao science, and I will be sharing here in my field on this YouTube channel all the treasures and tools and wisdom that I have accumulated. And I am also an author of a book that is going to be published in the beginning of next year. The book is called In a Cactus Garden, Autobiography of a City Monk, and shortly I will be also doing some public live book readings also in this field here. Welcome, my friend Hans. How is the sound? I really deeply appreciate your feedback. So today I have prepared for this live stream in various ways, and number one, I will light an incense, and today I'm lighting the one called Romance. And there are certain reasons why we do this. One is to uplift the field, and the other one is, thank you, Hans, that's really awesome. And the other reason is to honor heaven. So I work mainly with my spiritual channels and a spiritual team, and some of them are very known in humanity and they are from different realms, so I do not belong to any form of religion. I believe in spirituality and spiritual powers, and I combine a lot of things from different traditions. And for those of you who are new to my field, I also work with what is behind me, which is called Tao calligraphy. Tao calligraphy is created by Dr. and Master Zhigang Sha, and this is art beyond art. It is a field that carries positive information, high frequency and vibration, and it's a special art for healing. And you will be experiencing this with me here in my field when you stay with me. This field will be activated in a moment, and at the end we will also applying Tao calligraphy for self-healing and transformation. So today it is the first time for me that I am streaming again over my YouTube channel. I used to have several YouTube channels. I started streaming about 10 years ago, but then I closed some channels, and I've been mainly present in other social media, mainly Facebook. But for the next year I have been guided to build, to rebuild, reopen this channel. So today is a premiere, and I will be saving these live streams that I do so that all of you can come back and rewatch, as well as receive the benefits from the field, from the blessings that are also offered within these live streams. So today's theme is the 12/12 gateday, and it is known in many traditions that this is a very powerful gate. I do live streams usually on gate days, as well as always on new moon and full moon. And in the next week, I will be doing a live stream to during the winter solstice, and I will be also doing a new moon live stream, and there will be also a forecast for 2026. The ones of you that are with me already for a while, you know that I usually do these forecasts to help us to open, to align, and to be a little bit prepared for the time ahead of us. And this day today is significant because it is in the year 9, 2025 is the 9 year, which is a year of closure. And this year is a significant year to let go of old, and especially now, this gate that opens today is to help us to really release a lot of things, negative information, negative emotions, lower vibration, toxicity, out of our field, out of our being, so we can step into the new year renewed in a new clarity with a new openness to proceed in the year to come. And I usually prepare for such a live stream by picking some oracle cards and with meditation. And I will be also picking cards live today and interpreting them mainly via my own spiritual channels. So this is something I usually do, and I love to do that. The cards just are like an initiator of my flow, and I usually really deliver the messages that come in the moment and that are appropriate for the audience that is here and also the ones who will be watching. If you haven't done this yet, because you might have not seen my announcements, I always highly recommend to have water with me in the field, because the water will be charged positively. And let me take a sip of my special infusion, which is a beautiful blend I just got a week ago in the Swedish capital in my favorite tea store. That is nice. And also, please have a notebook. It's always good to have a notebook when you are joining such spiritual live streams. In my live stream, I often do practices, exercise, and you might receive spiritual channels. You might receive, inspiration and messages from your soul, messages from the soul realm, and it's good to take notes about them. So today, the 12th gate day, in the spiritual traditions, it's a day of empowerment, of stepping into more clarity. I wrote a few things down what my colleagues say. Here it is. Some were talking about that the intuition is increased, and there is more connection, especially that also helps us to move beyond fear. And we are really returning to ourselves at the end of the year, before this year ends, especially when we had a very busy year, a wild year. It's a perfect time now to go back to ourselves, to withdraw the senses from the outside back inwards, to introspect, to self-reflect and evaluate, and also to prepare and get inspiration for the road ahead. It also is a year that a day that helps us to step into this gate and path of new alignment with what is really true to our heart and soul. And so we are releasing the attachments to whatever drains us, or to whatever is not in alignment with our soul. And it's also a time of emotional balancing very clearly, and it has a lot to do with, this time of the year is more yin. It's where I live, we already have snow and it's all completely white. So this yin cover, this yin energy, this time of the year is helpful to relax, is helpful to let go, is also good to release emotions that have built up over the year, and also mental blockages, maybe some illusions that have been that we have accumulating over the year. So this is what my colleagues or other channels have been sharing. When I was preparing, I have picked a few cards, but I will be picking cards live, and today it's dedicated to the true love. Why is it so? So one reason is because 2026 is going to be a year for many true love soulmates to join as one. There will be many true love soulmates literally either meeting and coming very quickly into union, and those who have been on this path forever and have been, maybe have already met their true love soulmate. There is a great opportunity next year that there will be a union happening, and all of this is of course part of the divine plan for Mother Earth, for this time on Earth right now, and it is part of the soul assignment of many souls. And that's why this month, before the new year begins officially, is also a time of reflection and healing and preparation for the true love soulmates. And it is a time of really letting go of the old. The year 9 is a year of closure, and in the true love run, there are a lot of things they need to be closed. We have to find end to some ancient programming, some toxic toxic traits, and this is now the gateway that initiates our deeper cleansing and our deeper release. And this is very powerful and can be really very beneficial for us individually and for our true love journey. The number 12 is of course the 3. There's a lot of said about the 3, which is also linked to Jesus. Jesus is of course the one that we might focus in some traditions during this month. I am more honoring Jesus in the aspect of that he was in union with his divine counterpart, with Mary Magdalene. Obviously, I have been given her name, so I do have a connection to Mary Magdalene as well as to Jesus, and I'm honoring their wisdom and the information they are bringing forth to humanity for the true love journey. The number 12 in the Tao science, and I am always quoting often my teacher, Dr. and Master Zhigang Sha, and sharing wisdom he brings to the world. And in one of his books, one of my favorites, Dr. and Master Zhigang Sha reveals the significance of numbers related to Tao science. And this number in Tao means that 3 aspects, which are Shen, which is soul. Soul, Shen has actually 3 meanings: soul, heart, and mind. And then the second aspect is Qi, which is energy, and the third aspect is Jing, and in Mandarin this means matter. So the number 3 signifies that this 3 aspects join as one. And this is crucial for self-healing. In fact, there is a formula that was developed by Dr. Ru Lin, a quantum physician, who wrote 2 books with Dr. and Master Zhigang Sha. And this formula is S plus E plus M equals 1. So this 3 aspect: S, Shen, E, energy, M, matter, they join as one. And this is a magnificent formula for self-healing, for transformation of any aspect of life. And this is a grand unification formula. And Einstein many years back then, he was actually working on that formula. He was already delivering or sharing with humanity some aspects of this formula, which was E and M. He missed still the part of the S, the Shen, which is, in my view, the one that is most important. So number 3 indicates that these 3 aspects join as one, and when this happens actually within us, when we are experiencing this, this is very empowering, and this unification of our soul, heart, mind, and body is a whole life process. And for some of us, we might be just at the beginning realizing that we have a soul, that we are a soul, the soul resides within our body, and the soul is the boss. The soul is the boss of our life, our physical life, as well as our soul journey. And this physical life is to serve the soul journey. So, to align with the soul means also to align with the soul's plan and the soul assignment that the soul has for the soul's embodiment here on earth. And this alignment might take place for you right now. For many in the world, it's an awakening to soul. More and more people have a sudden interest in the soul, wonder what the soul is. I wondered about the soul since my teenage years, and I really actively looked for the answers, and that was also a reason why in my 20s, I studied psychology, which is the science of the soul. I didn't learn much about the soul during my 5-year studies, but I also studied yoga and the Vedic science in my 20s. And I'm teaching yoga since 2007, but I found that in the yoga and the Vedic teachings there were more answers related to the soul. And in Tao science and in Tao, this is where I found the major clues, and I'm very grateful for this, and I am sharing them here with all of you in my field. So the soul is a golden light being. The soul is a golden light being that resides in our body. And this golden light being has needs and skills and qualities, wisdom, intelligence, memories, knowledge from this life, from other timelines, and the soul is a warehouse of information. The soul carries information. It carries positive information and it carries negative information. And the accumulation of both is what defines our paths on earth, and it's also what defines our soul power. And the soul power is what we are applying here, what we are doing here all the time. And the soul is the leader for our life. But many of us, majority of humanity, has not realized that most people on earth are guided by their mind, which is not the soul. The mind has a different task, and the mind could also carry pollutions. And pollutions of the mind are, for instance, attachments or ego or negative mindsets, negative beliefs. So the mind is an important instance in our being. We have a conscious mind, we have a subconscious mind, but the mind is directed, is led by the soul when we allow it. And now is the time. It's a very special gate that opens for us, for all of us, to align more with the soul. And let the soul to take over and let the soul have the lead. So the soul is literally the highest instance. The soul leads the mind. So the soul delivers information to the heart. The heart is a receiver of information. And then the heart sends the information to the mind. The mind is a processor of information. And then the mind makes a decision and leads the energy, which is chi. And then the energy is the mover. It moves our physical body and it moves our physical life. and the matter is the transformer. So there is a hierarchy in our life and in our being, which is soul leads the heart, heart leads the mind, mind leads the energy, energy leads the matter. And the three aspects of Shen Qi Jing, soul, energy, matter, joining as one, are significant for our entire life and soul journey. But most important is to align with the soul. When we align with the soul, then, for instance, the blockages that we might carry in our heart or in our consciousness can be dissolved, including blockages in our energy, or maybe we already have blockages in the matter, maybe in the matter within our body, because we deal with physical health conditions, but also the matter in our life, the relationships, our company, our workplace, our physical home. So when we align with the soul, and when we have blockages in life, which most of us have, we are empowered to transform those. And today is a day where the certain gate opens, where the more alignment for us is possible, and where many of us will step into their soul power. It's a time of the year where the veils between the different realms are very thin, and it's also a time where we can invoke and receive a lot of help from the soul realm, from the guides, protectors, spiritual beings, ascended masters, heaven's animals, and more. So it is a time of transformation, of receiving healing, and of also receiving clarity. When the mental blockages are removed, the mind becomes very clear, focused, and sharp, and aligned with the soul task. So today is Friday, which is the Venus day. Venus is the ruler for love, and as I mentioned earlier, the next year will be a vital year for many soulmates to either meet, connect for the first time, or actually really come into the union with their beloved divine counterpart. And that's why this guide now is preparing us. It is preparing us to align with the soul and to align with our soul task. Also kind of to return back to innocence, because sometimes our souls have picked very difficult, challenging situations and learning experiences to grow and evolve and develop their capabilities. And sometimes we get stuck in that pain of these experiences, or in guilt and shame and regrets and all kinds of disturbed feelings. And this gate is help us to align with more purity with the soul, and also to really let go of the pollutions of the past. When we realize that the soul is the boss for life, we are really curious to find out what the soul's task is, what we came for here on earth. And for me personally, that was something that I was very curious about since I was a teenager. I already started to wonder when I was a child while I'm here, that I have had a very significant phase in my life. It started about 13, 14, where I was really asking the universe to give me clues and guidance, why I'm here, what I'm supposed to do here in this human embodiment. And when we are conscious on the true love journey, which I am since my childhood, this true love path is a way to accomplish our life task. And our life tasks have different aspects. There are things we have to accomplish when we just arrived on earth, when we are evolving and growing, when we are young, and then then our life tasks reveal more and aspects of it as we move on with our journey. So our life task is crucial. The soul is here to accomplish its life task. That's the whole focus of the soul. The soul really wants to find ways to accomplish what the soul came for, and the soul wants to contribute to Mother Earth in the ways the soul was prepared for. And for the true love journey, there are some very important stages or prerequisites to come into the union, and I will do a very focused true love live stream for 2026 before the new year in the Chinese calendar begins. I plan to do it maybe around the 2nd of February. I will also do something on the 14th of February, and there I will be revealing more of the wisdom related to the true love journey. But what is important for us now is to know that it is a time to align with our soul purpose. There are various initiation stages that we go through when we are one of those who are focused on the true love path. But one of the current most important things for true love soulmates is to focus on their true soul purpose, to find the soul purpose and to step into the power to manifest it, to accomplish the soul assignments. And for many true love soulmates, they have soul assignments together. They have agreements that they will come together, they will come on earth, they will join as one to serve in particular ways. And this is also something that we could now reflect more upon while we are entering this time that is more yin, that is really perfect for reflection and introspection, and we could communicate with our own soul and with our guides to find more answers from within about our soul task. Also, the one we have in common with our true love soulmate. Some do have very clear assignments together, some don't. Some will be, walking the life together, and maybe each individual will be focusing on a completely different area. But some true love soulmates have been prepared in similar ways and have similar skills and similar gifts, and they are supposed to combine them. Or one counterpart possesses something or is trained in something and very deeply, or has very deep skills and gifts, and then the other one has something else, and both is very powerful, but when they bring this both together to the table, then this power and their individual skills will be magnified. So this is the purpose of the true love soulmates, also of the true love journey, to serve together. This is actually the main purpose why true love soulmates want to meet and want to be unified. It's a little bit less about sitting together on the beach and watching the sunset. They are definitely supposed to do this, and they are doing this, but it's not their major focus or assignment. And what I would like to do now, I will guide us in a practice where we will connect with this special field. So we have the number 3 that indicates this union of soul, heart, mind, energy, and matter. We have the Venus, which is the ruler of the love, and we have this special time of the year where we are right now in the process of closure, and the process of letting go, and the process of making space for what is meant to come, and preparing ourselves mentally and emotionally to welcome the new, including the soulmate in our life. So we are going to do a soul power invocation, and then I will be beginning to pick some cards, and I will be delivering these messages. I call it soul talk, it's called flow in the Tao Academy, others call it channeling. I will be interpreting the cards that I will be picking, and I have prepared certain stages of this reading. It's a soul reading, and we will be also doing a practice together, and we will be receiving a Tao calligraphy healing at the end. So stay with me till the end to benefit fully from this live stream. And now let us sit up straight. So it's important to be comfortable, especially when we want to channel, especially when we want to enter this condition of soul communication, because in our body we have chakras, energy centers, soul houses, and this they are inside of our body, and they are called the central meridian, or the zhongmai in the traditional Chinese medicine. And the energy has to flow, and this central meridian has to open up so we can receive messages from higher realms as well as healing. So let us close our eyes, and we're going to place our palms in a certain mudra for this practice. For the first part, we're going to take our right hand, and it will grab the left thumb, and then we close all of this, and we take this bone of the right thumb, and place it in our navel and roll our hands over our lower abdomen. This mudra is called yin and yang hand position. And in order to align, it is very important to balance yin and yang. And we all have the divine feminine and divine masculine aspects within us. And for some of us, the balancing is about bringing out more yin power or quality, and for some it is about bringing out more yang power. The yin power is the softness, the calmness, a relaxation, receiving. It's also kindness, humility, compassion. These are all very yin qualities. The yang qualities are more about, the yin is of course linked to the water element within us and in the world, and the yang element, the yang quality is linked to the fire element, which is also within our body. And the qualities are more about leadership, taking responsibility, leading, organizing, also controlling. Controlling is also a neutral aspect. It can be toxic when it's imbalanced, but control is important. Take control of our own life, take control of our power, take control of our attention. So the yang qualities are also order and structure and protection. So these are the most important ones. And at this time, the divine counterparts, the ones who are representing the divine feminine qualities and the ones who are representing the divine masculine qualities, are all invited to embody more of those, to connect more with those qualities within and in the universe. And by applying this mudra, we are focusing on these qualities and we are balancing them within. And I invite us all to place our focus in our first energy chakra, our root chakra. It's also called soul house, first soul house in the Tao science. And visualize there a beautiful golden light ball. And we are sitting within this golden light ball. and we can see the bluish light of the moon, and we see the golden light of the sun, the yellow golden light of the sun. Both are up in the sky above us, and we are sitting within this light bulb, not alone. Today we are going to invoke the field and right away invite our beloved soulmates, our true love soulmates. And if you know them, you can say their name. If this is your partner, you're already in union with them, you can then clearly say their name. Otherwise, you will just invite the soulmate. The universe and this soul know exactly who they are. So let us focus on creating the field first before we step into the deeper soul reading and other soul practices. And please say the following: Dear soul, heart, mind and body of my beloved true love soulmate. And when you know their name, mention their name now 3 times. And we say, I love you, I honor you, I deeply respect you. Could you please come and join me now here in this field? Thank you. And you can visualize this soul sitting in front of you within this golden light bulb. When the third eye is open, we might instantly see the soul coming to us and settling down. Generally speaking, the souls are very happy. The souls of our soulmates are very happy to visit us, to be with us on the soul level. So let us continue to stay in this vision. Our soulmate is sitting in front of us, and we are sitting within the golden light ball. Beloved sun, beloved moon is present. There is some yellow light. There's also some bluish light. The Venus is radiating this bluish light to us. The color blue is linked to the water element, and it can also nurture us and help us. The frequency is very good for healing fear, for example, which is one of the major blockages in life and on the true love soul journey. And continue to relax and be receptive for what will happen next, because now I will invoke the field. I will connect via the soul power, connect us with more souls, with more powerful beings to come us and join us on this day. So dear soul, heart, mind and body of beloved Mother Earth and beloved Father Heaven, beloved Sun, beloved Moon, beloved Venus, our beloved parents, grandparents, our ancestors, and dear all of our spiritual fathers and mothers in heaven and on earth. I'm going to name a few ones. Maybe you are familiar with them, maybe not, that's fine. Dear most beloved Amitofu, most beloved Kuan Yin, Dashetipusa and their beloved lineages. Most beloved Putilauze, most beloved Sujamunifo, the founder of the Buddhism, and most beloved Lakshmi, most beloved Shiva, Krishna, Rama, most beloved Jesus, most beloved Mary Magdalene, most beloved Mother Mary, most beloved Saint Germain, most beloved Freya, most beloved Thor, all of our spiritual fathers and mothers in heaven and on earth. We humbly invite you to be with us on this day during this special ceremony. Please help us to remove and transform negative information within our soul, heart, mind and body. Please help us to transform it to positive information. Please remove blockages, including the pollutions of our hearts, pollutions of our minds, pollutions of our emotional body. And please help us to fully align our soul, heart, mind and body as one. Please help us to align with our soul purpose, soul assignment, soul task for this embodiment and for our true love path. Please also help us to open our hearts and our spiritual channels to receive now the information, the guidance, to have the realizations, to understand deeper what we are meant to comprehend, and also to understand our tasks, our lessons, and our assignments. We are deeply grateful, honored and blessed to be here together on this very special Gate Day, 12th of 12th, 2025. And we are grateful to be empowered, nourished, uplifted and prepared to serve as it is in alignment with our soul purpose and heaven's will. We are also very grateful for the further purification and alignment and preparation to come into union with our most beloved true love soulmate. And we humbly welcome your support, your guidance, your blessings on this day for this goal. We are very grateful. Thank you. So just feel the shift, what happened after this soul power invocation. And I am going now to begin to pick a few cards, and I'm going to follow a special inspiration that I got. And by the way, before I start, I just want to show you a little bit my setup. You can see here I have I took out my pillow with the two birds, because birds are very significant for my life and soul journey. And I have two statues that I have found on a flea market in the south of Sweden. Two emperors, a masculine and a feminine. I do not know their names, unfortunately, yet, but I'm pretty sure they are going to reveal them to me one day. And I have lit two candles, which are two crowns, the female and the masculine crown. And then I also brought out two rocks that are representing the energy of my true love soulmate and mine. And I found them actually in a place where my true love soulmate and I used to be and spend time and meditate in another life, in another incarnation. So I have quite a few clear memories about who I was in other lifetimes, timelines, and who my true love soulmate was. And when this was revealed to me, I actually went to a special place that I was guided to go to, because I was told that this is where they used to, where we, me and my beloved used to sit and connect and talk and spend time. And I went there to meditate, and I had very significant memories from that life coming up to my consciousness. And before I left, I heard very clearly the guidance that I should take something from that place. And there was not much. It's like a cave. It's a certain kind of a cave. And I just was looking at the ground and was thinking, should I take one of the rocks that were lying on the ground? But then I touched a part of the rock and I realized that it was loose. And then I realized that the stones on the ground, it's a few hundred years ago when we were in that incarnation. This could be new stones, that could be stones that, fell down from somewhere or were brought in by the wind, whatever. So they could be not from that time. But this piece of the entrance to this cave, I knew that this has been already back then. It's more than 300 years ago. So I touched this piece and it was loose and it really wanted to come with me. And interestingly, there was a second part, a smaller part, that fell out then from that. They were together. They belonged together. So it was actually one at some point. But these two parts were coming out very naturally. You know, I didn't have to pull or use any force. They really came to me. So I have them since then in a special corner, and today I brought them out. So why I'm doing this, I'm doing this to create the field, and I'm doing this as a reminder. And these things are symbols and signs for the true love journey to me. So if you want to create more space in your life for your true love soulmate, I highly recommend that you create a corner in your home to honor your soulmate, to, when you look at this place, that you will be reminded of them, and that you will be invited to express gratitude or forgiveness or whatever is going on within you at that moment. But it's beautiful to have such a corner. My home is designed according to the Feng Shui rules. I have been designing my home according to this wisdom since my late 20s, and later I studied these principles with my Tao grandmaster. But there is a relationship corner according to Feng Shui, according to the Bagua, in every home, and it's very beneficial to have something in that relationship corner. But if your relationship corner is a washing machine, because it depends on the design and the entrance where the relationship corner is, doesn't matter. Just find a nice corner in your home where you can make a sweet setup for you and your true love soulmate. So now we are prepared, and what we are going to do first is I will pick a card from a decks. One is representing the divine feminine energy, and one is representing the divine masculine energy, and it is about the current state in relation to our true love soulmate, in relation to our path, where we are currently now, energetically, emotionally, mentally. And I am now picking the card for the divine feminine, and usually a card comes out when I shuffle, but when nothing comes out, I will just pick one to shorten the process. There are many who want to come out, but I want actually only one card that represents the current state of being of the divine feminine. I'm going to pick one. Okay, let me pick one that wants to come. Oops, I feel it's this one. Okay. And I'm going to get one for the divine masculine. This is from deck is sliding. This is from the Archangel Michael card oracle deck, which is having more masculine energies, and I wanted to choose this today. Ooh, it fell out to get it. It's this one. That's wonderful. And this is what we start with. So, what is the current state of the divine feminine? Leap. So she is in the state of leap, of faith, of trusting the path. And she has a very content smile in her face. She is relaxed, and it's a beautiful card because there is a frog. There's some symbolism. There is a frog on lotus leaves. We don't see a lotus flower, but we can see some leaves. And we can also see leaves around her head. And leaves are very significant symbols for also letting go. But she's like carrying the leaves like a crown, which for me also represent the higher consciousness maybe that she has achieved on her true love path. And leap is the face, the face that everything is in the right place, divine timing. And the frog, of course, represents the true love soulmate. And of course, when you are, the the masculine counterpart. So she represents the feminine counterpart. This represents the masculine counterpart. I actually have had quite a few significant frog encounters in the nature on my true love path, and they were really very, very extreme messengers to me. One time the frog was just in a moment of transitioning, of dying, and I accompanied this frog, and it was talking to me about the time that my true love soulmate was in, that he was actually dying. Part of his old ego and ego beliefs and old identities was dying and falling away. So it is a year of the snake right now, 2025, and the year of the snake is the year of a lot of endings, and at the end the snake sheds the skin, and it's very important to go through that process of really releasing, of really letting go of the skin, because a snake that is not able to do that, to let go of the old skin, will actually die. That's a nature. That's a natural law. So this is a symbolism for us, a human being, a reminder to really go to the end of the process, to the end of letting things go. So she is leaping. She is trusting. She has faith. So this is where the divine feminine is currently. She is confident that everything's going to be all right. The divine masculine gets this one, which says it's a scale, and you see there's a scale of, I think these two symbols represent the heart, and the feather represents probably the mind, but it says make a decision, and it's number 19, which is 1 and 9 is 10. 10 is completion. It also could mean, something is completed, you have ended an experience, there is no need for you to continue with that. And the message is, are you choosing to prioritize yourself or another in this situation? Accept divine guidance pointing toward your own joy. You deserve it. So this is very significant. This is where the divine masculine is now. He is making a decision in an important area of his life. And this is a reminder to the divine masculine that this cycle is ending, that it's okay to end it, to find closure in that. And it could be anything. It could be something related. It could be something related to a project, to the work life, maybe relationships, with co-workers, employees, bosses. Maybe it's about a move, maybe it's about ending something we have been working with and working on, and he has to make a decision. He's in the process of decision making, but the universe is reminding him to balance the heart and the mind. Maybe in the past he was taking a lot of decision based on the mind. And this is what is true for many masculine. Many masculine now in the era, on the soulite era we are now, are stepping more into the power of the soul, into the intuition. They are trusting more the soul and their gut feeling and the guidance that comes from the heart. And they are no longer relying on the mind and no longer chasing the goals that the mind prescribes. They are more now focusing on the goals that are aligned with the soul. And as I said earlier, this is a very clear time of alignment, of aligning more with the soul. So for the divine feminine, she's in the condition of leap and faith. Divine masculine in the condition, in the state of making a decision and aligning more with the soul. I know that I went many years ago, more than 10 years ago, when I was making a move, basically immigrating from Germany, from Berlin. I lived in Hamburg then, but immigrating from Germany to Sweden, I had a lot of mind blockages about everything. The people I worked with, the projects I was involved with, the tasks, the places I was renting for my classes, and there was so much that I had built over the period of 7 years that, and there were so many services that I was doing, and it was really flourishing. And I had a lot of blockages around leaving that and stepping into a new way of living and being in a new place. And heaven was constantly giving me reminders and pointing out to me the correct path that is more in alignment with my soul. Even my mind at times was really freaking out. There was a lot of fear and doubts, and sometimes really lack of trust that I will make it. But I meditated, I always returned to my soul, and it was possible to move through this period of making a lot of decisions that I had to make back then. So the soul realm is reminding us of what we can accomplish, and now we will be focusing together on the question what it is that we have to let go, what it is that we have to release now, what is it that we have to find closure with. There is maybe something within us that is really blocking us from moving on in our new direction, moving on into union with our true love soulmate. So let us take a minute and let us connect. So I invite you to place your left palm in front of the heart with some space, so there's a gap, and the right palm in front of the left palm. And this mudra is called Soul Light Era Hand Position. And let us take a moment to return back with our consciousness to our lower abdomen, our first soul house, and we visualize our most beloved true love soulmate in front of us. And there is something between us. You can picture it as a rock, or maybe a sack with some hidden things inside, something that represents whatever is between you and your true love soulmate. The question is, what do I have to release, let go of, or find closure with, so that me and my true love soulmate can come closer, or even come into union in the physical bodies. So what is it that I have to let go, release, find closure with? And just sit there for a moment and reflect. Dear my soul, please give me these messages about what it is that it's vital to let go now, to release. And while you are sitting there and receiving your own inspirations, your own guidance, I'm going to pick one card that stands for whatever the divine feminine has to release at this time, and one card that stands for whatever the divine masculine has to release. But receive your own messages first. I am picking now for the divine feminine first. I feel I will have to probably pick one card. There are many that want to come out. It's this one for the divine. Oh, I picked two. I'm going to take them, but I will have to pick two for the divine masculine also. Let me take. What is it that the divine masculine has to let go at this time in order to come closer, or to come into union with his beloved true love soulmate? I feel it's the one that was almost falling out, and this one. Okay, we have two cards. If you have received messages from your own soul, this is the moment to write them down. It's always good to take notes. Wow, that's a divine feminine, Gaia and miracles. Both have trees. Very beautiful. Seems like one has this moon, the other looks like the sun. And here we can see the symbol I always forget the name of it. I have one in my home. Someone gifted it to me. It always slips my mind for some reason. Anyways, and that's a card for the Divine Masculine, illumination and love. So I will check if I should read the texts. I hear yes, but I will also say first what comes to my consciousness in my flow. So what is it that she has to go? Gaia is earth. I think it's what comes instantly to me is the concerns that when she comes into union with her true love soulmate, she won't be able to accomplish a divine task on earth. For me personally, I have quite a few memories from other incarnations where I stepped into relationships where I was a very spiritual woman and a spiritual high priest and had a really big task on earth. And the moment I stepped into the task to serve earth, to serve humanity, but when I stepped into the union with soulmates, when I got married, I got distracted and I was not able to accomplish my tasks, and I got very sad and depressed and disconnected about that. So I think that's really the message for us. I know that many Divine Feminine carry similar negative information from past lives because I'm coaching a lot of Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine on their paths. What she has to let go, miracles. I think I will have to read it. What I see is an eye as a symbol. It's maybe probably for me personally also the worries about being judged or criticized for her choices on the true love path, as well as for being judged and criticized and put down by evil eyes, by people who do not approve this union, who want to disturb this relationship, who don't want it to happen. So that's what I feel. But the message is miracles. I will read it. This is for the Divine Feminine, what the Divine Feminine has to let go. There will be something that resonates with us. It could also resonate with the Divine Masculine. Miracles. Your determination, commitment, and perseverance are about to pay off, and all you have worked towards will soon manifest. It will soon be time to celebrate your achievements. However, you are cautioned not to get too elated. Thank the universe for all you achieve and keep focused. Do not lose sight of your original purpose and intentions. It's very important. For some of us, it's very important that when we come into union that we continue to do our own part, our own soul task. Keep in mind that all you do should serve only you, but also those around you. Exactly. In doing this, the universe will continue to guide you and offer its assistance. Visualize your work and influence reaching larger numbers of people. Imagine this happening with ease and only in ways that make you feel comfortable. It takes no more effort to think big than to think small. And remember that a miracle is always possible, no matter what situations you find yourself in. So it is a reminder also to let go of worries, let go of concerns, and believe in the miracles. Even maybe the current situation on the true love path is very challenging, very difficult. For many of the Divine Feminine, it has been for years. And it's also a confirmation for what I said, that I carry the worries that I will be distracted and my true love soulmate will not want to do all the spiritual work that I'm doing, or do the spiritual practices that I spend time with every day. I am sometimes concerned that he might have more interest in the things in the material realm that have been back in my head since my 20s. And so these are my old fears, and that I'm healing, and that might be true true for others. I have met women who are concerned that they will not have time for their spiritual journey when they get together with true love soulmates. I don't think that this is. We don't have to worry about that, because when we are spiritual divine feminine who live a spiritual divine feminine life, our divine masculine counterpart, it's actually tailor-made for us and for that. And even we might have past life experiences when things didn't turn out well, we have to continue to believe in the miracles, that everything is possible regardless the situation we are in. So this is what I get for the divine feminine. I'm going to put it here in my little tree. And for the divine masculine, we picked illumination and love. That's powerful. So the question is, what are the blockages? So I believe what we have to let go. So it's definitely, illumination is always to do with enlightenment of the mind. So maybe there are some mental blockages that the true love soulmate carries, that he really has to release the divine masculine counterpart. And maybe the divine masculine carries blockages related to love. Maybe he was not allowed to be with his true love soulmate. Maybe he was punished in this life or in earlier life for being with his divine feminine counterpart. Maybe he has negative memories for being left, for having a heartbreak, from being abused, for being cheated on. There could be all kinds of negative information that the divine masculine has to let go related to love in order to step into union with this current divine feminine in this life. Let me read the one about illumination first. Illumination is in fact really the purpose of this life, of this soul journey, is to illuminate. It's to reach enlightenment, and maybe there are some blockages still related to that. Wow, your creativity is blocked at present because you are not expressing how you truly feel. To unblock your creativity, you need to express your feelings. And this is related to the true love soulmate. So it's very clear he is not expressing his feelings towards this true love soulmate or even about her. And this is blocking the creativity of the divine masculine. Creativity is first and foremost about self-expression. So maybe the self-expression of the divine masculine has been blocked, maybe because he was forced to live in a different way. Maybe he was bullied, maybe he was criticized, maybe he was judged, maybe he was manipulated, maybe it's his project partners, co-workers, bosses, employees, whatever, who disturb his creative self-expression. Every piece of art, no matter what the subject or style, is a self-portrait. Express everything you feel inside you, good, bad, beautiful, or ugly. Everything is valid, so don't place judgments and restriction on yourself. Your creativity has no boundaries apart from those you place it on yourself. Creativity is the essence of your life, and self-expression is creativity's voice. Self-expression heals and liberates you. It illuminates your mind and heart. All you need to do is let your feelings once come through. So I hear in this also that it's important also to express also the dark parts, the talk about what we have been experiencing, what we have been suppressing, maybe the fear or the anger, or maybe the guilt or the shame or the regrets. Maybe there is something we have done, the divine masculine has done and caused maybe even to the divine feminine, and he carries a lot of load and burden related to that. It's important to creatively express it and illuminate their own minds, but also illuminate the world with this. When divine masculine openly speak about their toxicity, I follow quite a few divine masculine representatives in the world. I listen to their podcasts, and there are some, mainly in the they are talking, for instance, about the typical toxic traits of divine masculine. Maybe drinking, drugs. They are talking how they overcame that. They talk about how they overcome being a bully or a violent person, aggressive person. There is one I follow. He was in prison. He was for years in prison, and he went through such a deep catharsis and such a deep healing process. And when we stepped out, he met his true love soulmate. He built a family. He's now very active on social media and sharing his very painful past with humanity. He was a very violent and angry person, and now he completely transformed. Transformation is possible. It's important also for the divine masculine to let go of all the old concepts they identify with. When they only talk about think about how bad they were in the past, or maybe reflect upon that, they are missing to reflect upon who they have become in the meanwhile, the lessons that they went through that made them to what they are today. I know this is totally true for my true love soulmate. He has brought something into the world that I was reviewing in the last week, and I was like, yeah, but this is your old you. Where is who you truly are? Where is what you learned, how you grown, what you embody today? It's missing completely in this sharing, and I was surprised by that. So it's important also to let go of the old toxicity, but it's really important to channel it into creativity. When the divine masculine dares to express his mistakes and acknowledges his shortcomings, he will liberate himself, and his creativity will flow again, his creative self-expression. I know my soulmate, divine masculine, was blocked in his creative self-expression in severe ways. People took control over his social media, people took control about many aspects of his life, and he wasn't able to express himself like he used to. He used to write beautifully and share personal things that were very, heart-nourishing and uplifting the frequency of everybody who was reading it. People could recognize themselves in it, but when we close down and when we don't share anymore, then we also lose the connection. We have lost the connection to ourselves, but we lose the connection to others too. Very important message, but let me read now the one for the divine masculine related to love, because there's something he has to let go related to love. So, for the divine masculine, a beautiful relationship will soon develop. This relationship will continue to grow for many years to come, and endless blessings will stem from it. Appreciate and savor each moment together, and always keep the flame of love alight in your heart, for your love is a magnet. You cannot help but attract love when you have love in your heart. If you are already in a meaningful relationship, then your relationship will deepen, provided you are provided you are always open with each other and are receptive to one another's needs. Always express any insecurity you have with your partner, and you will find that your relationship continues to strengthen. So maybe the divine masculine has to let go of any insecurities. I also hear that he has to let go of the doubts that he deserves something really beautiful, something that will give him joy and love, enhance the love in his life, because some of the divine masculine are so used to struggle and challenges and to failure and to losses that they don't really believe that they deserve something good, that they deserve something beautiful. They have a lot of blockages around love, including guilt and shame, and the feeling that, they're not allowed to be with a true love counterpart. This could stem from this life, but also from other lifetimes. Beautiful messages. So I'm going to wrap this up a little bit, because I can sense the time has proceeded, and I intend to make it maximum 90 minutes, and I think this is what it's going to end up to be, but it's okay. It's a gate day, and we have to honor this field, and we are nourished by it in every moment we are here together. And what I would like to do now is to pick messages from the divine feminine to the divine masculine, and messages from the divine masculine to the divine feminine. So the first message that will come out from this Whispers of Love oracle that I love very much is from the divine feminine to the divine masculine. Oh, that's beautiful. So that's what's coming out. Where is it? Spend quality time together. Listen to each other and talk. And there's a beautiful moon and a lantern. I love it. And what is the message from the divine masculine to the divine feminine? This was 3 cards, I'm not taking them. Divine masculine, what do you wish to express to your beloved at this time? It feels like it's this one. I'm going to take it. Have faith. That's beautiful. So let us connect for a moment with these cards, because they always have a lot of symbolism and a lot of things to say to us. So this one, it has a moon, a tree, which has the purple flowers, and purple flowers always stand also for purity, enlightenment of the consciousness. It's a spiritual color, it's about the spiritual path. There is a big moon, and for some of you, you might be connected to the moon. Me and my true love soulmate are definitely connected to the moon. I am born on a moon day. He's born on a sun day, but we have very deep connection to the sun and moon. And it says, spend quality time together, listen and talk to each other. So basically, the divine feminine really says to the divine masculine, I really would love to spend some time with you. I really would like to talk to you and listen to you. I know for myself, but I'm pretty sure that this is a very deep desire and very deep longing that many of us have carried in our hearts. And I also know that divine masculine has similar longing. But the divine feminine, that's what she really is saying to him. I really would love to spend time with you. And it's up to him to make the arrangement, to make it happen. Yes, that's a confirmation. It's up to him. The divine feminine sits here and leaps, has faith, but it's the divine masculine that has to step more into his divine masculine power of leading, organizing, inviting, creating. So, making it happen. And they're obviously on a boat, floating through the love run, and they are giving each other a sweet, gentle kiss. It's a fairy, it's fairies, so it's a little bit fairy world, and I think this is what they're going to enter when once they finally meet in the physical realm. They are going to experience a very different world that opens up to them. And divine masculine is saying, have faith, trust your faith in this situation. So, when the divine masculine is still in this energy of making a decision and maybe juggling with a lot of stuff and things from the past, making the closures, letting go of all the fears and worries and mental blocks related to the love, and maybe he has to take some deep decisions in his current life, in his work life, or in his projects, or it could be anything. The task, or he's asking the divine feminine, please have faith, trust your faith in this situation. And the card is very beautiful because there is also a fairy, and it's carried by butterflies. It's floating in the space by butterflies above a beautiful valley, and there is the sun maybe just rising up in the background. But butterflies represent the soul. Butterflies are a symbol for transformation, Butterflies are also a symbol for catharsis and rebirth and new beginnings. But butterflies are also clearly a symbol for the soul power. It's carrying us, the soul power, the soul communication, the soul messages. So divine feminine, for many of us this is true. I mean, it's definitely true for me. Divine feminine often have very open and evolved divine spiritual channels, so they are able to practice soul communication. They are able to enter the condition of union on the soul level, and they are able to be in a dialogue with their beloved soulmate. I have opened soul communications with my true love soulmate for more than a decade. So we are practicing soul talk a lot, and he knows actually how to engage with me. Sometimes it's a song that I hear inside of me, sometimes it's a sign, a bird, or very often he comes as a bird, and then I have to stop everything that I'm doing and engage in this dialogue. And sometimes his soul just comes and wakes me up in the middle of the night. This just happened this week pretty intensively, till I woke up, until I listened and did what he was asking me for. So the soul dialogue is important. It will also help us to remain in the faith, even in these troubled times of transformation. And I will now pick one card for each. This is the guidance. So we were now talking about what the divine masculine tells to the divine feminine. We also spoke about what the divine feminine says to the divine masculine. She really would love to spend some time with him. For some of us, maybe it's even possible. Still end of this year, it's possible. Some people have time off then. I have time off for the first time this year for 2 weeks, and I have decided to be open to whatever comes my way. I know my beloved true love soulmate is traveling, but who knows what is still possible. So the divine guidance for the divine feminine, and it's already coming out. 2 cards. I will take them both for the divine feminine, and 2 cards from the divine feminine, masculine, excuse me. What is the guidance for the divine masculine? It's beautiful. Courage. Wow, that's so. While he is in this process of deep transformation and taking decision, he needs courage. That couldn't be better. And one more card, please, for the guidance for the beloved divine masculine. Divine masculine, what does he need in this situation in order to come closer or in union with this beloved true love soulmate? Okay, I'm going to pick them up. There are several. I will take them how they are lying. There is the card coming into power on the top. So let me see. That's how it comes. Okay, I will take them all. They all came out. Let's start with the divine masculine. Number 1, guidance from the divine guides and protectors, Mary Magdalene, Jesus, all our Shifus, Kuan Yin. They are saying, igniting courage. I am strong, valiant, and courageous. And he is riding on the horse with a white flag. White flag always also symbolizes peace, but victory and victory. There's a castle in the back. He's wearing bluish purple clothes. Confidence, courage. Next year is the year of the horse, and I will do a very deep, detailed reading for the true love soulmates. It's also the message of coming into the power. I know for me and my true love soulmate, this is something that he was guided for months already. I step into my power boldly and confidently. You have to be the captain of your life. You have to lead your life. And then trusting your intuition. The divine masculine is supposed to trust his intuition, and it says, my life is truly guided. You know, the divine masculine also is a spiritual being, has spiritual channels. and he can totally trust them. Not the ego mind. It's important to learn to distinguish what are the messages from the spirit and what are the messages from the ego. I will be sharing more about this next year. I will be giving some trainings, but the messages from the ego are often linked to fear. They are often, sometimes they are related to the material realm. The messages are like, when you don't do that and this is going to happen. Messages from the spirit usually give us peace in our heart. They give us joy. They give us happiness. They might be not easy. We might receive a guidance that stirs us up. I received guidance this week that I was supposed to do something in the middle of the night, and I had really no desire to do it. But the guidance was so clear from one of my beloved spiritual mothers. So I stood up in the middle of the night to accomplish the task, and I knew the guidance is right. I knew that was correct. I had resistance to do it, but I knew I had to do it. So I am a clear channel for messages from the spirit. Listening to the messages from the spirit, that's the guidance. And cherishing self, but the most important message is the one below. I accept and love myself. So Divine Masculine, repeat this. I accept and love myself. Very beautiful guidance from the Divine Feminine for the Divine Masculine. In summary, courage, come into your power, trust your intuition, hear the messages from spirit. That's also active hearing, sitting down, doing the meditation, doing the soul communication, singing the soul song, speaking soul language for a moment, and then afterwards diving within. Then we are connected with the soul, and then the message we are receiving are coming from the spirit, not from the mind, because the soul song is a tool that helps us to calm the mind, and soul messages, through soul song and soul language, are messages that bypass the mind. Dr. and Master Zhigang Shah says that the soul language channel, soul language or soul song, is the purest channel we have, because it is really bypassing the mind. It's not connected with the ego. So when we practice a lot of soul communication with our souls through this channel, applying this channel, we might get very pure, accurate, deep messages for our life. And accept myself. All right, bear with me. Last delivery, the messages from the Divine Feminine, and then I will offer the blessing. Being in the flow. Divine Feminine, I am in the flow of the universe. So this is vital. Sometimes the water can be stagnant. The Divine Feminine is in tune with the water element, and you can see also the water element on this card, and she's sitting in her boat, and there is a moon, there is the stars. It's important to be in the flow, and this also requires openness, to let go also of what we had planned for, to be open and flexible. Water is flexible. I know last week I was traveling, and I have prepared myself for the travel and eventual encounters and situations, and I was picking cards for that too. And one of the most important cards I just picked, where I was already sitting in the place, and I picked a card. I had a card deck with me, and it said, be flexible. And that was vital for me, because on that day I could navigate through a test, a situation, only because I remembered this message. He said, be flexible, don't be attached how you thought you were going to do or how you were guided to do it before. Be flexible, just go with the flow. So being in the flow is a very important ingredient. The Divine Feminine has to embody these qualities of flexibility and flowing, because the masculine is the one that is often, he is creating the container. He is sometimes stagnant. The fire is more stagnant than the water. So the Divine Feminine has to be in the flow. And she has to step into the stillness. And this is so true for me. I feel such a deep desire and such a longing to step into stillness. And it says, my power is born in the majesty of silence. That's what I usually do at the end of the year. I am usually on silence. Sometimes I retreat for 2-3 weeks into the silence, or really minimal talking. A couple of years ago, I went to an island, Malta, and visited a friend. And we were hardly speaking for the half of the day. We were very, quiet. She's also a very spiritual woman. And then we had beautiful dialogues, soul dialogues, and talking about meaningful things, but mainly in the evening. Stepping into the silence is crucial because it's also helping us to balance. We as Divine Feminine often, we are still in this world, especially when we are not yet in union with our Divine Masculine. We are taking on many masculine roles. I am leading a company. I am leading a project. I'm leading a whole team of translators. So I am leading this. I am having my own company. Then I'm having my own projects and tasks. I have to organize. I have to plan. I have to structure. I am already sitting and planning my next year. It takes me weeks to plan out all the events. This is a very masculine energy. And it is a lot of structure, a lot of fire, a lot of cognitive things. But stepping into the stillness will nurture our divine feminine qualities, and it will help us to come into the union with our qualities like softness and gentleness and receiving. We are doing and giving, but stepping into the stillness could open us up to receive whatever the Divine Masculine comes up with. So this is my reading on this day for the 12 gate related or dedicated to the true love journey and the true love path. And now I would love to offer a final Tao calligraphy blessing with a very unique treasure, which is a Tao calligraphy, an original of Dr. and Master Zhigang Sha. And it is a calligraphy is an art, is a spiritual art that contains spiritual power and spiritual messages, and it's a gateway to higher realms, to higher dimensions where we are then nourished by light, by soul light, where the heavens teams can step in and bless us, and the divine qualities that are in that field are really immense. They are very nurturing. So I've chosen today the calligraphy Da Guang Ming, greatest light, because this character, greatest light, is linked to the first chakra, the first soul house, and greatest light, the symbols here, the characters are sun and moon. And the teaching of greatest light is when sun and moon come together, then the greatest light shines into the world. I don't remember who said it, but someone said when divine masculine and divine feminine finally join as one, there is the greatest power rising in the world to bring healing and transformation to the world. I don't know, remember who was talking about this quote, but sun and moon joined together create the greatest light. That's the meaning of this calligraphy. And what you can do now is fully relax, and I invite you to place your left palm facing like this and your right palm facing like this. This is called the oneness mudra. And you are still sitting in front of your most beloved true love soulmate. And your true love soulmate will now place the right palm on your left palm, and you are placing your right palm on your true love soulmate's left palm. And you are now connecting in this mudra. When we connect our hands, the energy flows from our hands and the meridians and the acupuncture points in our palms, and there is an energy exchange. And there is an energy flow to our heart. When our hands are unified, this is a physical gesture that we can also apply when we are together with our partner. You can ask them to sit with you like this for a moment. But when our hands are connected, our hearts are unified. The hands, arms are deeply linked to our torso and our heart center. And sometimes we have a disconnection from heart to heart and soul to soul. And it might help to just sit together in silence in front of each other and hold the palms like that till you actually feel a deeper connection in your heart area again. And you can do this remotely, You can sit in your home and do it like now with the soul of your soulmate. You could be in a place with your soulmate, but not be able to be physically sitting together. You could still do it. I applied this recently, and it was part of a very significant initiation that our soulmates and my soulmate and I had to undergo on that day. But this mudra definitely does something to us. So enjoy this deeper connection, the balancing of the yin and yang aspects within us, the balancing of our left and right brain side, which includes the balancing of our cognitive thinking, analytical thinking, and our intuition. And there is also the balance between giving and receiving. An old trait that Divine Feminine often has to still overcome is overgiving. And an old trait that the Divine Masculine has to overcome is restricting himself from giving. Not showing his love, not showing, expressing his feelings, not offering any form of gifts or appreciation. Divine Masculine in the past years, hundreds, thousands of years, centuries, was the one who was closing the heart to express love. So one of the blockages he might still have to overcome is to open the heart again, to openly express what he feels. And he must also know that in the presence of his Divine Feminine, it's absolutely safe to also express what hurts him, what upsets him, what bothers him, what annoys him, or what secrets and pain he has buried. When he joins together with his Divine Feminine in the physical realm for a conversation, he can be assured that you can openly talk about everything, as long as it's calm, respectful, and in a conscious manner, in acknowledging the own parts, the own wrongdoings, and everything that might be even of lower vibration. No blaming, no complaining. The Divine Feminine is a very good receiver. She can receive this kind of information and she can hold it. She's fine. She carries enough light to be able to transmute in case darkness arises and to hold the field together with her beloved. So sit here in the presence of your beloved, and maybe there is something in your heart that you would like to express to your beloved now. Just talk to their soul. Tell them how you feel or what you wish or need. Maybe one thing you're really longing for is sincerity. Sincerity is a very high divine quality. It also has incredible power to open up and to attract divine support. Once we are just very open and truthful and sincere, we are attracting divine support. So feel, while you are expressing things sincerely to your beloved soulmate, how it makes you feel inside. And now I'm going to invoke the field of the Tao Guanming calligraphy. All the countless powers assigned to this field, please completely turn on and offer the blessing now to this connection, to this true love soulmate and true love counterparts, as it is appropriate and in heaven's will. Tao light, Tao greatest light blessing starts now. Keep the focus on the two of you. Hold palms with your true love soulmate. Feel the light entering your body. You could sense it as a higher vibration, tingling. Blockages could come up. You could also sense it as energy movement or heat, warmth. 1 silent minute. Take a deep breath in your lower abdomen, in the first chakra. See the light shining within you, in the field between the hearts of you and your beloved. Actually, on every level of connection, that connection is always established through the chakras. On every level of connection, there's light flowing between you and your beloved. And then take a deep breath into the lower abdomen. You can release the mudra now, and we're going to end by placing our palms together, and we say thank you. Thank you to this field. Thank you to the powers of the 1212 portal, this gateday. Thank you to the Venus. Thank you to the sun, the moon, all our guides that we have invited, and deepest gratitude to our beloved true love soulmates. We thank you all, we love you all. Please respectfully return. And we close by saying Gong Song, Gong Song, Gong Song. Gong Song means in Mandarin, respectfully return. So thank you everyone for being with me here today. I will make a new a live stream where I will be introducing myself to everyone in this field more detail, just really start up this platform, this field. But this was my first live stream here for now, and next week I will be back for new moon live stream and for the winter solstice live stream, and then also for a new year forecast live stream where I will be channeling information to all of us that are relevant for the year that awaits us. So thank you for being here with me today. Take good care. Much love. Bye bye.